Hello, everyone. Hope everyone's doing well in the new year. It's the second week. I feel like I should be more productive, but I haven't been, and I really want to. I talked about my goals a couple weeks ago, and I really want to get on them. You know what I mean? So, yeah, hopefully everybody's first 2 weeks has been okay. We've had snow up here, supposed to have snow again, but then some of my Weather Channel app is not showing snow, but then my coworkers are telling me that there's going to be snow. So I just want to be in a place where at least if it snows, I'm remote or I'm in a place where it's warm. That would be ideal, place where it's warm, even though you would never have any snow days. But you know what? It is what it is. You sacrifice one thing to have comfortability in another thing. So, as always, obligatory self promotion. What if I ruled the world? Poems inspired by music. My book is always in the description, always in my link tree, always everywhere. And I really need to start working on my second book, which I've talked about like several times. I have the app to like plot out my stories and stuff, but I have not really used it. And I need to get on that. So, yeah. So, today we're here to talk about Foxy Brown's debut album, Il Nana. And nobody's looked at my shorts on here, so I don't know how well this video is gonna do, but I'm gonna do it anyway because I'm interested in it and I wanted to make a review of all of my top 10 favorite albums. Since I've already did my top 10 favorite movies and scary movies or horror movies, so here we are. So I'm going to give a little bit of a biography on Foxy Brown. I don't think I did that the last time I reviewed this album or her discography because it's not in my notes unless I did just read from Wikipedia, which is where I got these notes. And just it's not in my notes for some reason. But here we go. She was born Inga DeCarlo Fong Marchand. She was born September 6, 1978. Better known by her stage name, Foxy Brown, is an American rapper. She was signed to Uptown. Oh, she was signed to Def Jam Records in 1996. Read that wrong. She released her debut studio album, Il Nana, in November of that year to critical and commercial success. It peaked at number 7 on the Billboard 200, received platinum certification by the RIAA, and sold over 7 million units worldwide, and was supported by the Billboard Top 100 Top 10 single I'll Be, featuring Jay-Z. I think I'm going to say that was at like number 7, but we'll see because I do not remember 100%. The following year, she formed the New York City-based hip-hop supergroup The Firm with Nas, AZ, Cormega, who was replaced by Nature. And then they had their soul album, which was released on Dr. Dre's Aftermath Entertainment, and it did peak atop Billboard 200 despite unfavorable critical reception. Which was interesting because I do want to compare them, like the Junior Mafia and the Firm albums. At some point, I do want to compare them like to each other, uh, because Junior Mafia's album actually did well and was like critically acclaimed. What happened after? Oh, her second album, China Doll, was released in 1998. Saw continued commercial success and also debuted atop Billboard 200, making her the second female rapper to do so after Lauryn Hill in 1998. Her third album, Broken Silence, 2001, peaked at number 5 on the chart and earned her first Grammy nomination for its song Nana Be Like. She parted ways with Def Jam in 2003, canceling the release of her fourth album, Il Nana 2, The Fever. However, frequent collaborator and the label's then president Jay-Z signed her to the label once more to record for another ultimately shelved album, Black Roses. Following years of legal issues and lack of output, Marshland released the mixtape Brooklyn Dawn Diva in 2008. Her visual album, King Soon Come, was slated for release in 2019, but has since been delayed indefinitely. And I do follow her on Instagram, and she put up like a a video of Sade talking about, distance makes you like Just because you waited a long time to do something, it makes you like grow fonder of your craft and makes you more passionate. But I feel like she need to jump on it. I really do. And my short that nobody watched. I bet I say that she definitely deserves her flowers, and she definitely deserves more like tributes and recognition and appreciation other than just for Halloween. Like I feel like she really deserves her own tribute, like Little Kim has had. So yeah, let's get into the album, which I'm reviewing for the second time, and I'm gonna talk about both of my reviews of it and compare them. And then I have a rant for this time, and last time I did write a poem. So let's get into it. It was released November 19th, 1996. Its genre is hip hop. You can watch it. You can watch it. You can listen to it on YouTube Music, Apple Music, which is what I listen to it on. Deezer, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music. Yeah, I think I do have the album like physically. Um, but for some reason, like the physical albums and like the Apple Music have like different like time frames of like how long the albums are. So I just decided to listen on Apple Music. And the vibes I got were groovy, mafia, and sexy. And then my favorite songs are Foxy's Bells. Great use of the sample. So they sampled Rock the Bells by LL Cool J. Uh, Very good introduction to Foxy herself and shows off her flow as a rapper, shows off her personality as a rapper very well and her motivations. So I really like that song. I guess I really love that song, so some of my favorites. The Promise featuring Havoc. Very great storytelling and writing skills from Foxy. Havoc is a great feature and goes back and forth well with Foxy. The beat is a bop too. Very dramatic and movie like, very unique. I feel like it was kind of like, I don't really know how to describe it. Like there were strings from what I can remember. And it's just like, I don't know, it feels like kind of epic, like a movie. Like, like the scenes are bouncing around and you feel kind of like exciting. And then If I, which was that a single? I know I'll Be was a single. I don't think If I was. I don't think any of these were actually singles. I was trying to avoid talking about the singles because obviously those would probably be the most popular. So yeah, but If I, it's a very heartfelt and introspective. This is a great slow jam from Foxy. Still a bop despite it being slow, and once again, very great storytelling. And then they have like a interlude into this song where I think she like sets up her boyfriend or something. It's kind of crazy, but that was really cool. And then Il Nana, featuring Method Man, gotta include the title track, of course. Once again, very great storytelling, a great female empowerment anthem. Uh, and I think this should have been a single for sure. I really liked it. And Method Man on the chorus, I did not put this in my notes. I forgot. Method Man on the chorus was pretty good, and she actually gave Little Kim a positive shout out, and that makes me sad that they beefed. Um, I guess for my first time I listened to it, I did not even acknowledge the Little Kim shout out, or I didn't pay attention to it. But it makes me like sad, because they could have been cool. And like I think this is kind of being a tangent. I think being the only women among men kind of made it like competitive versus like, you know, you both can be cool and you can be on different crews, but it doesn't have to be like you against each other. You know what I mean? So yeah, and then my least favorite track, I only have one. My least favorite song was "Holy Matrimony," Letters to the Firm. Once again, like Little Kim, it focused on the crew versus the woman showing off themselves alone. But maybe that's how they were able to like be taken seriously by being surrounded by men, so it would give them credibility. So yeah, that's my one song I didn't like. And here's my overall opinion. I'm not trying to pit these women against each other, but I do have to say I like this album more than hardcore. I think this album seems more cohesive to me and more put together. I'd say more together, but I think I meant to say more put together. I love the writing, storytelling, and flow from Foxy. She is very talented, and I feel like she deserves her flowers more. I feel like she has been a pioneer and influence to the newer female rappers as well as Lil Kim. I think this album had so many bops that I couldn't name all of them that I liked. And I originally gave this album a 9 out of 10, but of course, since it's on my top 10, it will be a 10 out of 10. But it definitely deserves like an updated 10 out of 10 to me. Um, and then my rant. So I'm gonna have to like shorten this. I'm probably gonna make it like movies versus materialism or something like that. I have to fix that. But basically, it's rappers need to watch classic movies again. Rant. I saw this tweet the other day, it was like days ago, where that people somebody was talking about rappers don't watch movies anymore. So I guess that makes them like less creative when they are rapping, and it does make sense because let's talk about it. Um, yeah, they talk about not being as creative because they don't watch movies. And listening to this album on Little Kim's Hardcore, you can definitely tell like the mafia culture and mafia movies like heavily influenced them both. And then also like the 70s black exploitation because her name is Foxy Brown after the character, which I have reviewed that movie and talked about the life of Pam Grier. If you haven't seen that video, that was like a year or so ago. Might be 2 or 3 years now at this point, but I did review that movie. Um, and I feel like rap has always been materialistic, but I feel like now there's like no nuance or like witty wordplay. There's no real storytelling, just bragging and cursing, lol. And it's pretty like blatant. It's not even like witty, like I don't know what how would you witty I don't know how you would finesse that in there. But like basically it's just like, oh, I got this watch, I got Gucci, I got Louis. It's like not even like any nuance. And I not to sound like a boomer, but I love how Fox is able to tell a full story in her songs. You came along, you come along for the ride, and you can imagine everything that's happening. Now, unless you have money for whatever the rapper's rapping about, whatever rapping about, whatever the rapper's rapping about, you can't even like imagine it. LOL. Like, if I don't have a Lamborghini, can I really imagine myself in a Lamborghini? Or if I woke up in a new Bugatti? I've never been in a Bugatti. I don't know what that looks like. I'm not a car person. So that makes it even worse, even though I do love that song. I woke up in a new Bugatti. I don't know. I feel like I like the like you can just yell it and it's just like fun. But have I ever been in a new Bugatti? No. So I can't really imagine I woke up in a new Bugatti. You know what? You know? Um I said, oh, I feel like this album has such a good balance of bragging, sexiness, and storytelling. You don't feel like you're hearing her talk about the same things all the time. I remember when I listened to Offset's album, he would talk about I couldn't I couldn't spell it in my notes, but the Patek Philippe watch. He would talk about that so many times. It was like every song, and I was like, I really wanted to count it, but I didn't. I should have counted it because it was a lot. And I get you want to stunt and rap is about that too, but it would be nice to actually have like some storytelling happening again. And I think materialism has replaced creativity and getting inspired from things versus art. So that's my boomer-ish rant about how rappers are not being influenced by like movies anymore and like creative things. Even though of course they do talk about materialistic things, but it seems like it's everything's materialistic. I got your girl, I got the money, I got the Gucci, I got the this, I got the that. It's just what you got. But there's no like storytelling, there's no mafia influencing, there's no like movie themes. Um yeah, that's just kind of it. So I'm gonna talk about my original review of Il Nana. So my vibes for the original were 70s mafia, Mahogany Brown, I know I'm fine type vibes. And I love that she calls herself Mahogany Brown. And then my favorite songs, only one of them is the same. I did look at my notes before and I was like, oh, I picked totally different songs this time, except for one. The Chase, I love the beat, and Foxy's flow is very great on this song. Her flow is fast, like a high speed chase. I really love that. I did like the song again when I listened to it this time too. Il Nana again, featuring Method Man. I love his 90s. I love the 70s type beat. Foxy's really showing her skills in the song, like her theme song, bragging about her skills and success. Oh, I did. I did actually mention shout out to Lil Kim before the beef, which is really cool. Okay, I did notice that. And then Fox Boogie featuring Kid Capri. I love her bravado and confidence on this song. Love Call and Response chorus by Kid Capri, very energetic and fun. I feel like I like that song again. And then I did pick a single, I'll Be, featuring Jay Z, a classic. Love how they use the sample and make it, and it makes sense because originally it was about sex too. Definitely very straightforward and not symbolic at all. LOL. Jay Z and Foxy sound well together and play off each other well. And then once again, I did do my favorite lyric, which I did not feel like doing this time, but my favorite lyric was, "What up, Pop? Brace yourself as I ride on top. Close your eyes as you ride, right out your socks on I'll Be." And then my overall opinion was, I really love this album. In my opinion, was a great debut for Foxy. It showed off her versatility and skills as a rapper. It showed she wasn't coming in the game to play around. It made me so nostalgic to listen to it again. To listen to it again. I also love how confident she is being a dark skinned woman, and it's very empowering to see her command respect and have sex appeal. It's very refreshing to have her on the scene because then other dark skinned women and girls could see that they deserve the best and not to settle for less. And originally, I did give it a 9 out of 10 because some tracks were just okay, but overall, the album was great to me. But speaking of her, being proud of her being dark skinned, it reminds me of like JT and how she is proud of her she's proud to be dark skinned and she doesn't think that it's a bad thing. And I really love that. And then there's Dochi, who's like really blowing up. Trying to think of others. Then we have Cash Doll. She's been around for a long time. Um, of course, now that I'm trying to think of other dark skin rappers, I can't. But yeah, I feel like definitely now, is there still colorism? Yes, but I feel like now, like dark skinned women are more embracing themselves than before in music. Okay, so I wrote a poem and I wrote a high bun, which is like a paragraph and a haiku together. That's what the high bun is. And it's called Never Settle for Less, and it's inspired by The Chase. You think you can pin me down, but I'm too high above you to be tied down. Couldn't catch me, no matter how many world records you hold. Can never hold me, can never can never clip my wings, 'cause I'm like a bird, like Nelly said. I'm not just a cheap thrill for you. I'm not cheap at all. I spoil myself. Why would I ever let you shortchange me? I give myself everything, so you gotta give me the same. Wanna hold me back while you get to be while you get to be free. Oh no, never that. If you are the only one of us that can be free, of course I would type that can be free, then forget all about me. A little internal rhyme. Okay, here's the haiku part. Wanna use me up, then you'll throw me out, but I won't accept it. So yeah, it's just about not settling for less and knowing your worth, basically. So have you all listened to this album? I asked in my short, nobody answered. But have you listened to this album? Do you like Foxy Brown? Do you love Foxy Brown? Do you hate Foxy Brown? Do you prefer Little Kim? Let me know your thoughts. Always, as always, like, comment, subscribe, all the things, and I will see you all next week.